Right, hello and welcome back. Those that stayed, thank you again for staying once again. We're all back in the lobby. Unfortunately, Tedist has called it a night. He will not be joining us back, so we're going to have 15 on the grid for this race. It just livens up the drama a bit more, doesn't it, Notch?
Yeah, it
A
does,
bit
mate.
more,
Sure does.
a bit more tenseness, if that's a word, tenseness. I don't know. But we're going to be back underway. Of course, rules as ever with a restart. Obviously, the top 10 that went through in Q2 on those specific tyres, which I believe all were medium tyres, have to start on medium tyres, including Grunt. But Grunt, remember, will be starting P13 because of that very silly grid job that he got. When Crosscarry tapped him while they were doing donuts. But all set, back underway again, and I've lost the stream once again, so away. Which is not playing with most of us today, so hopefully should be alright. I'm gonna have to have the chat away for the time being. Right, hopefully Formation Lab is on this time. A bit lighter than... He's not put it on official, has he? Yeah, it doesn't look like... That looks too bright, top notch, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look bright, mate.
That's not under the foot. It's not under the footlights, is it? It's not dark. Should be alright. I don't feel that for those... It calls for another restart, does it? If it is. Looks on the pit lane anyway. Anyway, let's run this through once again. Obviously the gap between Maniac and Quaker Oats, 10 points in Maniac's favour. Maniac has to be... if Maniac gets to second or wins the race, he wins the championship no matter what Quaker Oats does. Quaker Oats obviously has to beat Maniac by 10 points, so he has to be 5th or better. Remember, a tie also would send it to Quaker Oats as the champion because he has won 4 wins compared to Maniac's solitary win. So let's bear that in mind. So 10 points is the gap. We both know the certain scenarios where the two drivers need to be. So if we are, obviously we will be crowning a champion tonight, but whichever way it sways, we will let everyone know watching. It's all just building up. One last time for Formula, or F4, in RSF1 Season 2. The very last race we're going to see on this game. And we got just over a month, almost 2 months, until we broadcast something else on RSF1. It's going to be a long time, top notch, but I guess pretty much most people would like the break. Because it's been a long season, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a long season, and like I said earlier, looking forward to the new season. I know we've still got a little bit left of this one, but excitement grows for a new game. Of course, new features, more league racing with you guys.
I mean, like most people, I'm uninstalling the game after tonight. No more F1 2019 for me. Not even 5 lappers. Not even for fun. That's it for me. Because the game is not being kind to me at all. But again, this season's been kind. These drivers have been kind because obviously they bought a really good season. So again, we're just waiting for the host to bring up lobby start. At the moment, I'm just getting the tannoy noise, which is quite annoying.
Reaver Gamers put he's a maniac on the floor.
Oh, you can see the chat, so I'll keep the chat there. It's fine. We're waiting quite a while. Oh, people got to put their setups on, of course. So, how do you reckon both drivers are going to take this race? Top notch. Both Quaker and Maniac. How do you think they're going to drive it, or they're just going to just race as they normally would?
I think Quaker's got the one with the opportunity at the moment. He's just got to drive away. He's got to try to at least. Maniac's the one with a big task in front of him. Turn one with cars around you, and I think we all know that pretty tricky. But they're all going to be pretty cautious, I should think.
The key for me, I think, is going to be Cross Carey starting P2. If he can get the jump on Quaker Oats and lead and potentially hamper Quaker, because obviously Cross Carey would know going into this race. Obviously, the one thing that both Toro Rossos don't need for Maniac's chances is for Quaker Oats to win. So I think he will do his utmost best to try and jump Quaker Oats off that line. Alright, here we go. Let's take us through the grid. Formation lap is on this time, thank goodness. So, take us through the grid one final time notch.
Yeah, so unfortunately only 15. We lost Ted first, but we'll start from 15th in the Haas. And that's Daniel P45. And then just in front of him in the Renault, RSF1 Porter, 14th position. And then unfortunately his teammate got a penalty, 5 great places. So he'll be starting in 13th position, Catastrophe in the other Renault. And then in front of them, we've got the 2 racing points in 12th and 11th of June and Connor Todd, Junior and 11th. And then in 10th position, Primus Gaiman in the Merc. And then 9th position, Wobbles, only Ferrari out there tonight, unfortunately. And then 8th position, Grandad Vinny in the Williams. And then 7th position, Koala VG in the Alfa Romeo. And then 6th position in the McLaren RSF1 double. Good show from him in his only second race. So, race for it. Good qualifying for him there. And then P5 RSF1 Maniac in the Toro Rosso. Going to be an important start to the race for him from there. In 4th position in the other Merc, Braver Container. And then Allow Blazer Guns in the Williams in 3rd position. And then 2nd position in the Toro Rosso, important for the Toro Rosso guys, Cross Kerry. And then pole position today, and the Red Bull, Quaker Oats, very important for Quaker Oats.
Thank you very much. 31 laps of the Singapore street circuit ahead of us. Potentially a very dramatic race it can turn out to be, or it could be a procession. But knowing these guys, knowing the season we've had with them, we've never really had a dull race. Monaco was probably the dullest race we had, which is weird saying that, because there was no safety cars at all on the one track that you could. So, but it's going to be great. Let's see once again. I think the key thing here is that Cross Kerry in second. He's going to do everything that he can to help Maniac. What Quaker Oats doesn't have is a right-hand man. He doesn't have a second Red Bull to help him.
No,
could
he doesn't.
That be the key? Yeah, could that be the key for the Toro Rosso boys? I'm not going to get a good angle of this at all. I've got one side of the grid or the other side of the grid. Take your pick, basically. But Daniel slots in as we go for one final time in F4 for 5 red lights. Singapore Grand Prix, a very long hold, and lights out of the way they go. Who's going to get the good start? It's Cross Kerry up on the inside. He's going to try and take the lead from Quaker Oats. Maniac through the middle. Maniac spinning, catches it, but he's losing positions. He's down to P6. He caught a big squeeze in the middle of the Williams and the Mercedes, but he's just about kept it. as they all filter through turn 4. Some 3 wide in a couple of cases. Gloves are off in the last race. They go 2 by 2, some 4 wide it almost looks like. The McLaren are double right up at the inside. It's been clipped. Oh, it's been clipped on the Mercedes.
Oh,
He was lunging.
doubles round.
He was lunging 3 wide into a situation.
Oh,
Daniels just lunged
Daniel's
it up the inside there.
Wobbles. That's give Junior the opportunity to go up the inside. Junior starting on the hard tyres. Bolton Junior.
Yeah, Vinny up 2 places. Grunt has already taken off his grid penalty he got. Up 5 places as well. As there's yellow flags as well for the racing point. And Junior's in more trouble.
Cross carries all over the back of Quaker.
Yeah, what a save though for Maniac. I was certain that Maniac was going to see himself spinning. Got squeezed from a Mercedes and I think a Williams at the time. He was half spinning, manages to catch it, and that could be key. This very long race, but the top 2 already pulling away. Cross Kerry latching on to Quaker Oats, keeping him in sight. Good start from Grunt. He's already in the mid-pack. That one is through. Is anybody with damage? Oh yeah, Junior, no front wing at all. Double's been ruffled up in his race, but apart from that, yeah, unfortunately Junior's the only one. And he's already in the pits.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Junior. Yeah, much like myself, having a bit of a bad run at the latter end of the season.
Raver was looking at laser guns. Daniel's slotted past Wobbles. Wobbles trying to get back, but Daniel on those soft tyres, giving him a big squeeze into the wall there. Yeah, last race, gloves are definitely off for these guys.
Yeah, and crucially for Maniac, his teammate Cross carries all over the back of Quaker Oats, putting him under loads of pressure. That's what he needs. He needs to just get his way through the pack slowly but surely.
Well, one of the key scenarios for Maniac and Quaker, basically, if Quaker wins, Maniac has to be second. But if Quaker drops to second, then Maniac has to be 5th. So very, very key. It's a big difference between winning and second place for Quaker. He must stay ahead of that Toro Rosso. As you say, Cross Carry is not letting Quaker out of his sight. And Blazer and Braver Container are quite near to the leaders as well. In fact, Braver sets the fastest lap of the race as Grunt goes really wide in that Renault.
Yeah, over the last
front
lap,
4.
Blazer Guns has brought these front 2 in a bit.
Problem for Maniac is he's got Vinny, Koala and Grunt all right up his gearbox, so he can't relax at all. Junior meantime went on to soft tyres. See if he can gain some positions back. Koala! No brakes. Vinny had to brake earlier to avoid Maniac, and Koala got caught out. Koala's got wing damage.
Yeah, not a track you want to get wing damage on.
Yeah, Maniac's slightly dropping away from these front 4. Got about second and a bit. And then he's got, as I said, Vinny, Grunt, Koala all up his gearbox.
Very spaced out.
It's unofficial. Yeah, it is on a official timing. It is under floodlights. It's dark, but it definitely was brighter than what it was before. Koala already struggling with that damage. He might be straight into the pits. See if Grunt's gonna, Koala's gonna go in. No, stays out. Blazer with time penalty though. Look at the understeer the Alpha. Oh, Junior's not having a good time. 5-second time penalty. And a free? Jesus. What did he do there?
Cross Kerry with the DRS, but I don't think it's going to be close enough. It's going to bring him closer though.
Yeah, Quaker Oats try as he might. He cannot get away from these guys.
No.
All four of them. As Connor Todd has battling with Primus, he's got by Primus. So Connor Todd up 3 places from his starting position, looking good.
Yeah, Maniac's got Grandad Vinny all over the back of him as well. It's not what Maniac needs at this point in the race. He needs to focus on clawing them top 4 in. Instead he's got to deal with the Williams behind him.
Yeah, it's two kind of people that could affect this championship as it stands, even though we've got a long way to go in this race. You got Cross Kerry putting Quaker under pressure, but you've also got Vinny putting Maniac under pressure. And this is the thing I was gonna point out. The issue for Quaker Maniac, which all the other drivers have a part in. Most of these guys have not won a race this season, and they want to end the season on a high, winning a race.
Vinny's got the run on Maniac's gone for the inside. Maniac kept it round the outside. Great defending from Maniac.
Could have ended in tears. Yeah, this is not what Maniac needs. He wants to get into a rhythm, and he can't in this race. He's constantly under pressure. And yeah, Vinny's got to run. Vinny's got to run. He's going to go for the lunge. Oh, I think Maniac's just going to let him go. Yeah, at this stage, best to be still cautious. Well, no, he's lunging back up at the inside. You don't want to get damage here.
Bravery from Maniac. He's not letting it go without a fight.
And the issue now is he's got Grunt, who's had a great start. Still trying to move himself forward. Vinny with a time put. Oh, damage! Maniac's hit the wall. Just before the Anderson Bridge. Oh dear, that's not what he wants.
Yep, front left end plate.
Very slight wing damage, but that, as we've seen with Koala, who has pitted, that's going to affect him. What is he going to do now? At least front for us still nose to tail.
Yeah, we had Stygian in the chat double with a massive understep. It's a long race, mate. Time to carry on. There might be a safety car or something. Bring him right back into it.
Yeah, doubles on hard tyres. Definitely got ruffled up. He was the inside of a three wide situation. As Grunt is right on the back of Maniac. Grunt's going to go to the inside. Has a look, but I think it's the last thing Maniac needed.
Oh, Brandon Vinny clipped the wall. He's got wing damage too.
Oh dear.
I see rain.
Oh, there's rain.
I see
There's rain. Was
Wow.
it meant to be rain?
Oof. Yep, you're right, no shows. Oof, indeed.
Oh.
This is really going to throw a spanner in the works.
Contact. This is really desperate stuff now. Right, so the only thing I think Maniac can do in this situation, as it's been raining, is stay out. Because if he pits and then it rains enough for intermediates, he's then way out of sync of everyone else. He's a pit stop behind,
sure
so he's
is.
got to stay out. But this damage is helping him, or not helping him, hurting him.
He has got the advantage of being 3 or 4 seconds behind the leader, so he can react to what they do. As long as he can keep it on the road. In these
Was it meant to rain?
Off wing. I honestly don't know.
I feel like it wasn't meant to, because if it was meant to rain, it would be then set to rain, right?
I think they might have put it back on dynamic.
That's my thought. What do they do now? What do they do now with these guys? And Maniac under huge pressure. And still behind Connor Todd as well. front four. Eked out a little bit. There's
Button in
Quaker
the chat
Oats.
saying Grunt is flying, and you are right, mate. He is flying at the moment, trying to get past the championship leader.
Yeah, meanwhile these four Blazers dropped a little bit off of the others as Grunt has just moved his way past Maniac. Maniac's still trying to fight it, but he just doesn't have the grip with that damage. It's now down to P7. Not good times, but he's just got to hold this out because this rain is ever increasing. I think we're going to get intermediate soon.
Yeah, I think you'd be right. It wouldn't take long for this track to go to intermediates.
It was never.
We see it in
It was never going to be a.
qualifying.
It's never going to be a simple race, was it?
No, we see
Never
it
a
in Q2
simple race.
when they were all
Not
out
a
on
simple evening
mediums.
either.
Soon went intermediate conditions.
Oh, Connor nearly struggling with the brakes. Of course, Kerry's got the gap closed again to Quaker Oats up front. Oh, and he gets a time penalty there. It's not going to help him. Maniac's probably saying to him, "You have to get past Quaker because I'm struggling." If they're both in the party, what's Gary in? Not
Maybe
for
called
intermediate,
Connie
surely.
Inters.
No, surely not. Not already.
Sorry for the
As
chair.
Maniac's in as well. Double stop for Toro Rosso. Sure,
That should be
surely.
far enough back so he
They
can.
are.
They are going on the intermediates.
Inters. This is a huge gamble.
Could be a really good call from these guys.
Huge gamble.
Unfortunately for Maniac, got held
Primus
up there in the
intermediates
pit
as
stop.
well. Primus intermediates as well, but I don't know whether this will work. DRS hasn't been disabled yet.
Wow, Maniac took a really big hit there with a wing change. Waited for the Mercedes to go out as well.
Vinny and Grunt. Oh, they're both in the wall. They're both in the wall.
Oh no!
No. Yellow flags. They were both battling. They both have damage. Oh. It's never going to be as simple. No, of course not.
Oh,
Oh,
Vinny just braked really
Jesus.
hard there.
Yeah, now they got a pit. How's Coscarry doing those inters? I don't know. I'm not sure about... Oh, Quaker's off! Quaker's spinning! He's lost the lead! He's got damage! He's got damage on his front wing! Maybe it is intermediates. Blazer takes the lead.
Just looking at the
Oh,
times
and Grunt's out! Safety car!
I think that's the perfect choice from the Toro Rosso guys.
Oh,
They
he's in the
have
wall.
called it immaculately. They couldn't have called it any better. That call from the Toro Rosso guys, that is amazing. That's now going to get them right up the field again, especially for
Never been
Maniac.
disabled yet.
I believe Cross Kerry was gaining time back on wobbles, so
So is Coscarry going to take the lead? Well, this is big for Quaker, right? It's because of that damage. This is going to drop him well back.
sure is.
Wow.
Is he
Just
going to have to wait for the Mercedes yet? And the Haas.
Right, where's Coscarry?
Quaker
Coscarry's
had
too far
wait
back
for
to take the
two
lead.
cars.
So Blazer retains the lead. Where's Coscarry going to end up? Going to end up... Connor Todd's into second, ahead of his jump Braver. And Coscarry just gets second. The Blazer retains. Coscarry second, Connor third, Braver. Waker drops to fifth. Maniac is eighth.
8.
I think Maniac, and in some ways are double speeding in the pit lane. I think Maniac and Quaker have been extremely lucky Maniac, I think more so, because that was a gamble on intermediates. But the safety car is... Unless I didn't get the notification that DRS is disabled, but I haven't seen that yet, have you?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Hmm.
I
But
did
there is
see Cross
spray.
Kerry gaining on Wobbles. Wobbles was on the hards. Cross Kerry was on the intermediates, and that tells me that it's on the borderline, basically.
Big positive, brings Junior back into the race as well as Double.
Yeah, sure does.
Oh, Jesus. Well, Daniel's up to P6 as well. Connor up to 3rd after starting well outside the top 10. Big gains for them. Lap 9 safety car. It wouldn't be F4 without a safety car, would it?
Sure
It's their calling card. Yeah, there is spray, so I'm only guessing that it is the right call that everyone should be on intermediates, but we're yet to go full racing under them, so don't know yet. Yeah, Quaker's lucky to end up 5th.
Big
Very
question
lucky.
for me now is it's going to go to wet tyres? That would be interesting.
It could be full wets, yeah.
What over the 5-second?
Caution penalty, yeah. Gotta be careful under the safety car. See if I can get the stream back up again. Nope. Not working with me. It's not working with me, not playing. Okay. So, third of this race to go, and already we have the drama. Yeah, Quaker hasn't lost that much due to that wing change notch. So the fact he's ended up 5th, I think, is lucky. And same with Maniac. It's kind of worked in Maniac's favour in a way, because Quaker's now not leading the race.
What's the matter, Camel, mate? I've only just been able to get my chat working again. You could repeat what you said, mate, and we'll
What's wrong with Camo?
respond to that, mate.
It's kind of 3rd. Braver kind of stayed where he is. One's fastest lap. Junior, 41.2. I know why he asked for that. It's because, you know, we're probably not going to get a faster lap than that. So, yes, and Junior has taken it away from Quaker and Maniac, who potentially could have needed it. If that's the reason why he's asking, it was very clever, actually. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely intermediate tyres of that rain coming down and the spray. But, again, I didn't get the notification coming up.
Just in case you didn't hear that, Camel, mate, it's Junior with the fastest lap.
Yeah, I'm bringing up again. There you go. One in purple, if you can see it. 41.2.
It's hard to see on the purple writing. Especially when they're going around a fast corner.
Yeah, 41.2 from Junior is the current fastest lap. And yeah, I don't... Unless it dries out.
To dry out, that's not probably going to be beaten, is it?
Imagine we get full wets again. Borders in the pits. With dry fruit. Oh, clever.
7 is penalty.
Very clever. That's very clever. Because he's only lost a position, and now that penalty is taken off.
Yeah, and he should be able to get back on the group just before the end. I should think.
The wobble of the tyres of the safety car. Oh god. That's a jiggle. So, couple of Shoutouts at this stage, a third of the way through. Blazer leading the race. He's another guy that's yet to... Well, actually, he has won a race this season. Baku. And then since then, apart from a few odd races, he's had the worst possible run of form. So it'd be good for him if he could finish off on a high.
I'm just thinking, is this going to fall wet? It looks pretty wet to me, and they're going behind the
It is. It is. Might be under full wet soon. Others, Connor Todd, up from the real depths of the top 10. He's up in third. Again, he had a chance at the title a few races ago. Safety car in this lap. Daniel up to be 6th from the back.
Yeah, speaking of the back, Porter is on the back from now, so good move from Porter.
Everyone bunching up again. Keep the space, guys. As I say that, Porter and Junior colliding with each other. Oh, what's happened with Porter? Has he got damage? Oh, he does. Oh, that might have been braking there potentially.
That's very unlucky.
Brave containers ghosting. Okay, so safety car in. Blazer's got to wait until... When's he going to go? He's dropping it now, so here we go. Here we go. Once again.
He's got a good run.
Oh, no. Oh!
Blazer's lost it.
Blazer's dropped it. He's out. Oh! Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone got through.
Oh, they just made it through.
Oh,
lucky Blazer.
Just unbelievable. No. There's no luck. There really is no luck.
An invite because he has a red X.
Oh, he left. Again, I didn't see that. Right, so he's going to drop down. So Cross Carey now takes the lead. Blazer, honestly. Heart goes out to him. Heart goes out to him as Quaker's now going to move to third. Maniac is still in this midfield pack. He's got Vinny ahead of him. He's driving quite slowly. They're slowly getting past Braver Container's car. At least he gets a free position. They're all really struggling with grip.
They're struggling to get past Braver Container's car.
Yep. I think they're really struggling in general with this. Traction, and yeah, Maniac is once again in this. He's up to 7th though. Jeez. Really tricky track conditions. At the moment, Koala for penalty. And Maniac. The thing is for Maniac, he's been under constant pressure from other drivers all race. He cannot get any space. Doubles back up to 9th meantime. Really recovering nicely as Maniac drops on the curbs. He doesn't want to do that too much. Koala's going to get a run on him. And no, so it's against the lunge, but again, this is not good for Maniac. Quake up to 3rd. Junior and Porter have pitted once again. I think it was damage to Junior as well. All really struggling. Koala's going to have another run. I think it's better of it. So, still once again, Vinny goes wide though. Vinny goes wide. This is the chance for Maniac. Can he make any outside? This is going to be brave. Very brave. He's going to have to be at this point. He wants to get past, and he does. Good move. A brave move for Maniac, but he needed to. The front 5 are gone.
Yeah, amazing.
Nice. Oh, Vinny's struggling.
Connor.
Koala's got him. Vinny doesn't like this at all. Right, so Maniac can now set off after Primus. Now it's up to P5. Still a long way to go in this race.
Oh,
still.
Brandon Villiers lost it.
Oh,
With double there.
oh,
I
there's
don't know if double
contact
come
everywhere.
into it afterwards. Just see the end of it.
Yeah, Vinny doesn't like this at all. He's lunged on the... No. Really struggling with some of these guys.
Yeah,
Really
Double's
difficult.
got damage.
Wobbles has damage as well.
Vinny hasn't got damage.
Right, so Maniac's up to 6th, Quaker 3rd. As it currently stands, Maniac would be doing enough. But as I said, still plenty of this race to go. But he's in a position where he can do it. If Quaker's 3rd, Maniac has to be 7th or higher. So he could even drop behind Koala and still be enough.
Yep.
Double and Wobbles both in the pits. I think the other thing as well, probably most of these guys are on a dry setup, which probably makes this whole thing worse or more difficult.
Yeah, they'll be hoping for it to dry up in that case. Pardon me.
Maniac is catching Primus very gradually. Should have another time penalty here. So Maniac is catching Primus, but he's dragging Koala along with him, so he cannot shake that alpha. Behind him, Braver in 8th, and again, Vinny still struggling in this. At least he still stays 9th. Meantime, Cross Kerry pulling the lead in front. He's free. Easing back up again. Primus is going to have that Taurus and the Alpha all up behind, so... Lap 16, just under halfway now.
Maniac closing the gap to Primus. Koala just fell back a little bit.
I think you're right about that brain. It's steadily getting heavier.
Oh, Maniac's made a bit of a mistake.
Big slide. I think he was worried he was going to make contact with Primus, so had to get off the gas. And doing so gave Koala a little bit of a sniff of a chance, but Koala's not close enough, but he's actually a lot more closer. Just see Daniel up the road as well in P4. He's 3 seconds behind the front three. As Koala. That's damage. No, understeer. There's no grip at all. And Braver's back up on the inside. Back into 7th.
Yeah,
Oh,
Braver
Maniac
was a
now.
man on the move before he got kicked, so I presume he's going to close up to Maniac.
Yeah, potentially so. Scary still leads, holding a good 2-second advantage over Connor. And you got Quaker in 3rd, and a bit of a gap to Daniel in 4th place, and then this battle. The Mercedes sandwich of Maniac right in the middle. A key thing as well is if Quaker makes a move to 2nd, Maniac also has to go to 5th. So it's the two kind of in tandem with one another. Maniac probably knows this. He's probably got engineers. They've got engineers both sides. helping their potential favourites to win. As again, another side, he cannot get the run onto this straight, does Maniac onto Primus. It's not going to be close enough. No. Yeah, Quaker's brought the gap to Connor to within a second.
Oh, Porter on wobbles. Very close there through 1 and 2.
Attempts. Yeah, front three are pulling away from Daniel. Daniel's kind of holding station in fourth for the moment. Porter wobbles at a slide in front. Porter would have had a go if he hadn't had the slide himself. It's like, yes, I can. No. Ross Carey doing a good race so far. He's managing the gap to Connor, who is being caught by Quaker very slowly. And you're happily holding station, and then this up here, I feel we're back in this same situation, Notch, with Maniac before when he was behind Vinny. He now needs to clear Primus because Primus is now pushing him into Braver.
Yeah, Braver is closing that gap.
I feel like Maniac's quicker though, but oh, he was looking at turn 3. That was never going to work.
Yeah, this is where it's important for him to get a good exit.
Oh, Siphon Primus, this is a chance. Chance for Maniac, but how quick is that Mercedes? He's gaining. It'll still be a lunge though. Lunge? A lunge. No, not close enough. He's not going to look here either. Again, it's not an ideal situation to be in. You just want like have a calm race and just try and drive your own. But he's been in battles all the way through. Quaker slowly. Gonna get to Conatod. The one thing Maniac doesn't need right now is damage again. He doesn't need a broken front wing.
No, definitely doesn't. As Double and Porter side by side. Oh, Porter! A little bit late on the brakes. A little bit of contact.
Oh, rubbing the tyres between the two. Oh, Porter.
It's just squeezed through. Hopefully none of them have got damage.
Nice. One over penalty.
They have. Maniac
so still
can't get Primus.
Next question is going to be is how long is these intermediates going to last?
I'm going to say they're not going to last much longer. Between 10 to 15 laps, maybe.
I think the rain is at a steady pace to be intermediates for the time being. Koala with time penalty for corner cutting. It's Braver. Braver's actually closer to Maniac than what Maniac is to Primus. They're going to go for a lunge. No. Ah, Koala's called it a day. Was in the points, but okay, moves wobbles up to 9th, Porter up to 10th.
Koala is finished in the pits.
That's a shame for Koala. Real shame for Koala in this battle here, these three. And I feel Maniac has to clear Primus, but it's just not working. It's kind of finely poised at the moment. Again, Maniac, I I feel Maniac is kind of being very cautious about this move. He's not really lunging it. Anything. It needs to be a good proper move though.
Yeah, I think they both are. Quaker Oats and Maniac, they both had damage. They didn't want damage again. It's got to be a calculated move.
And you can see Primus is just sliding the car around.
This is the run he's wanted.
Yeah.
Is he going to be close enough?
Be risky.
Closer than ever.
Be risky. Oh. See, it's that there. It's that lunge there that he had turned through. That's not what you need to do. Meantime, up front, Connor Todd and Braver Container lunging up on the inside. Oh, contact. Bit of a slide for Braver. Maniac thinks nothing of it. He's focusing on the Primus ahead of him. Nope. Not close enough, but at least he's got a bit of breathing space. Yeah, the leader's up front. Connor Todd is actually catching Cross Carry back up, and he's dragging Quaker Oats along with him.
Yeah, it sure is. And just like you said a minute ago, I'm wondering how long these intermediates will last. I don't know if anybody can tell me in the chat. You guys.
My thinking is, this Maniac's got to run on Primus once again. No. Oh, Primus has gone deep. Primus has gone deep. This is the chance. This is the chance for Maniac. He's got
Maniac on the inside for the next
It's a very, very brave move. He's got him. He's got him. I didn't get a great camera angle on it, but he's slotted in front. And Primus is on the inside. Maniac's done it. It's into fifth.
Yeah, you got to feel that Maniac might be able to pull away from Primus a little bit now. He's looked at faster car. He's finally got past him.
Oh, contact between two Mercedes. Braver's hit Primus. Braver be in the wall. I mean, in the pits now. A little bit misunderstanding. Primus was almost being pushed by Braver through those corners. Braver's in, so he'll be going to the end. One thing I'm almost sure on, Notch, is these tyres will not last to the end. They will need to pit again, I believe.
Yeah.
If I remember how these tyres work. But is it just... Nah. I'm almost thinking the track's drying. We're going to get dries at the end, potentially?
They could potentially. In that case, they're going to have to eke them out.
And maybe not. It could be my eyes deceiving me, but... Yeah, Connor's now within a second of Cross Carry. Brake has dropped a little bit. But Maniac's now in a very good position as it stands, but still 11 laps to go in this. And obviously a safety car again could throw this. Yeah, and you're right, Maniac is pulling away from Primus. He had to get by him, and he has now, so now he can gap him. Start getting on with his race.
Jim Munch said he did a full race on the wets once, so he wouldn't be surprised if the Inters could make it to the
Quaker!
end.
Quaker's got time penalty, Cross Carry and Connor Todd are in. As Jim Munch says that.
I have to move.
So I wonder if Quaker Oats is going to try and push these tyres to the end. As Pit Crew a little bit late on that animation. Maniac's in as well. So double stack for the Toro Rosso. That was enough of a gap. By the looks of it. It's still a little bit slow, but it's alright. Vinny back into fifth, so Maniac goes to sixth. So Vinny, Daniel, and Quaker staying out, but are they going to try and get to the end, or they're going to have to pit? As Double's got past Porter because Porter's in the pits.
Yeah, I think these two at the front are going to have to pit now to react to Cross Kerry.
Cross Kerry get a decent undercut, I would think, on Quaker Oats if Quaker does pit.
Unless Pigeon Munch is right and they're going to stretch him out.
I think this lap will tell. This lap would be the telling point. As you just say, you're going to have to pit now to cover him off. Yeah, he's in. Right, so Quaker Oats in. Daniel stays out, interestingly, so goes another lap. So I would assume Cross Kerry's going to retain the lead.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Because Quaker is on the move.
I wonder if Quaker can get into second. Yeah, Quaker's done an overcut on Connaughton. Connaughton did not have a good lap. So Quaker's now into a net second if Daniel pits. And Maniac's into fifth with a huge gap. He's got 12 seconds in front to Connor. And the two Mercedes. Vinny's going to drop behind Double, potentially Double, and wobbles. Going close. And Vinny's going to come out very close. Oh, that's very close indeed. Double run the outside of Vinny. And Double just gets into 8th, but Vinny's going to have the run. Side by side down the straight. Oh, what's going on?
Contact.
Oh, what was... Oh, no! Safety car! Vinny in collision. I don't know what happened with Double. He just got either a wobble or something.
Yeah, there was definitely
and he's
contact,
in the wall.
I'm not gonna comment. I'm gonna leave it to the stewards.
Yeah. Double's out the race. Safety car yet again. And what's gonna happen with Daniel? I would think that Daniel is going to drop back. He is pitting. Oh, is Daniel going to drop back with this pit stop?
Yeah, this is going to help Daniel because they're all going to have to slow down for the safety car, so he's not going to lose as much as he would, so he potentially could come out around Maniac, I think.
See. Scare's going to retain the lead.
In front of Maniac. He's going to be in front of Maniac.
See. Yeah, well in front. Well in front. He's going to be 4th. Maniac 5th. Oh, what a scenario. If 8 laps to go, as it currently stands, Maniac could just do enough. Quaker's 2nd, Maniac has to be 5th, and that's where he is. However, if Quaker Oats passes Maniac's teammate Cross Kerry for the win, Maniac has to somehow get past Daniel and Connaughton to finish, and his teammate to finish in 2nd. So there's 2 people key now, because obviously Maniac will have to watch for Primus behind. Because Maniac cannot drop a place either. And Cross Kerry has to stay ahead
And
of his teammate's rival.
Just going to run through the penalties quickly. We've got a chance.
Yeah, there is that too. Yeah.
So, Cross Kerry, has 1 penalty and 2 warnings.
Ooh.
Quake
Quake I know
Roach
has at least one.
1 penalty.
Yeah.
Monotage has 1 penalty.
Oh, not gonna be key. Oh.
Daniel has 1 warning.
Oh. Interesting for Daniel. Stays within 3 seconds of the 3 in front.
Maniac has 2 warnings.
Oh, Maniac's clean as well. Oh, hello. Okay, Primus.
2 warnings.
Right. Braver.
2 warnings.
Oh.
Brandon Vinny has a 5-second, which I believe might be. Where is that?
When did he get that?
I'm trying to see. That was very recently, so I don't think he'll have served that yet. That was 22nd lap. So he has 1 penalty, 2 warnings, and a 5-second. Wobbles has a penalty and a warning. Porter has 3 penalties, 3 seconds.
Oh, jeez.
Junior has.
Junior's back in the race.
Yep, Junior has 2 seconds as well.
Okay. And that's it. Because we're down to 11 already. So that's key. So the front 3 all have a penalty each. All the rest behind until you get to Vinny are clean. But they're on the edge of another penalty as well. So gotta throw that into the mix. Again, there's going to be 7 laps probably if the safety car comes in at the end of this lap. 36 viewers so far watching. Thank you once again for your support and your support throughout the entirety of this season. It's been good, and obviously going to be quite a while until we broadcast something. End of July is our next planned broadcast, and of course what that will be all revealed, of course, closer to the time. But in the meantime, in between then, obviously the game will be coming out. We will be sweating away. Obviously, the details of the new team mode has come out, and it all looks very nice. So we'll be wrapped up in that before once again we're broadcasting these races. But we're going to end this season, of course, and it's going to end in possibly the most fitting way. 7 laps, 6-7 laps, intermediate conditions at one of the toughest tracks on the calendar, and a championship that is still hanging in the balance. Still don't know where this is going to go. Junior's just going to get to the end of the pack. So is the safety car going to come in? I don't think it is. Got another lap.
I don't think it is.
Wow, another lap of racing. So this will be Junior 10 seconds. Oh, that's the one thing I hope they do fix in the next game, because
penalties
very
and
annoying.
safety cars, brutal.
Yeah, I was a victim of that in Belgium in F2. Got 2 penalties in that last chicane. Put me well out of it. Again, the engineers have probably told the drivers the situation, penalties included. Penalties on both sides, on both camps. Engineering Quaker and Maniac. It's all poised very nicely. I think, obviously, Quaker must know. I think the easiest way to win the championship, or the best way to win the championship, is got to go for the win.
Yeah, definitely.
But the difficulty obviously is Cross Kerry will also know that. He's going to make that Toro Rosso as wide as he can. But obviously within the rules, we've already seen how brave Maniac can be right round the outside of Vinny early on in this race. I think Quaker Oats is going to have to put he's got nothing to lose, really.
Yeah,
He's going to have to pull off another...
Whoa. A little bit of Constantino at the back there, but they all got through it alright. Yeah, Cross-Kerry's got a big role to play at this restart.
Cross-Kerry and Primus. Because remember, Primus right behind Maniac as well, because of course Maniac cannot drop a place. Penalties might come into play, because remember, the top 3 all have a penalty each. If the others can stay within 3 seconds, that could be key, but of course they cannot get a penalty themselves. And most of them are 1 warning away. So this is going to be a big restart for Cross-Kerry. I can imagine the nerves right now. Because he wants to do it for his teammate. We heard last week how much he wants to do it for Maniac. You do sound very close, teammates, so this is going to be a key restart. He's really bunching the pack up. Very close, he's got to be careful. Again, damage now would be fatal for either driver, so they've got to be so careful in their battles. Here we go. When is Cross-Kerry going to go? Now he goes. So here we go. 6 laps to go. It'll be 5 laps to go when they cross the line. 5 laps to the end of the season. Let's get underway. Maniac got a decent run on Daniel, but not close enough. The two Mercedes are driving side by side
to contend with now.
Yeah, Braver got past Primus on the restart. Maniac's got a bit of a gap. As Quaker Oats latched onto the gearbox of Cross-Kerry, Port with a time penalty. Cross-Kerry, middle of the road defence, so he's going to make that Toro Rosso very wide. Very wide as Quaker slides his way through. Daniel's right behind Connor Todd. Maniac's gapped the 2 Mercedes. Oof. These conditions still very difficult. Everyone's sliding their way through. They're on fresher tyres now, so safe to go to the end. We're all going to the end, no problems. And again, 1 slip, it'll be all over. Braver Container is gone right up to the back of Maniac now, within a second. All within a second still of each other.
Yeah, I think that might have been a little bit of tactics there from the Mercedes guys. Braver with a little bit more pace than Primus today, so Primus might have just let him through, let him go at him at the front.
Not exactly the thing that Maniac wants to hear. Yeah, good tactics. Quaker's gapped Connor a little bit so he can face, if he can face forward a little bit more. Again, both drivers, both Quaker and Maniac, they've been in the wars already. Both thought at that point their championship would be in tatters. But here they are once again. It's Maniac getting close, but not close enough. Junior's got past Porter in the meantime, as Daniel got a big slide. This could be a chance for Maniac, but also Quaker's right up the gearbox across Cross-Kerry.
Junior with a 3 second.
You're sliding the car again. Cross-Kerry close, but not close enough. But he's so really close. We know how quick Quaker Oats is in the wet, and he's putting Cross-Kerry under so much pressure. I wish I had 2 cameras at this point, because I've got to keep an eye on both, because Braver is right up the gearbox of Maniac. As Quaker Oats again, 2 tenths. It's 2 tenths between both battles. Oh, Cross-Kerry hit the curb. This is the chance. Well, Quaker Oats is in hot lap now. An overtake is going to go for the lunge. Going to go for the inside. There was a gap there, but it decided not to go for it. Oh, that was close.
Very crucial thing from Tim and Ike's messaged me saying that Daniel has a penalty from a previous race as Daniel hit the wall and gets a bit of wing damage. So technically Maniac's in 4th position.
Okay, how much is that penalty, may I ask?
I have not been told, but it definitely
Yeah,
put
Tim Knight, can you
Maniac
tell us how
into
much?
4th position. That's
Yeah.
crucial for him.
So Quaker Race must win this race. But Braver is right up the back of Maniac. Could all be key there. Remember, penalties as well. Daniel is still within 3 seconds of the front three, but they are pulling away now because of that damage.
Yeah, thank you, Tim and Ike, for letting us know that, mate.
Yeah, that would be interesting if came through. Braver not close enough, but yeah, that damage for Daniel is really going to bunch these three up. Might bring Primus back into play as well. And the front three have all eased up as well. I've got to say, in the middle of all this, Cross Carries has done a fantastic race up until this point. Led pretty much most of this race. Driving very nicely. He's doing all that he can do.
Yep, good race from Cross Kerry. And Quaker Oats and Maniac really to come back from their damage earlier in the race. Connor Todd up, God knows how many positions Connor Todd is up at the moment.
Nine places for
Daniel
Connor.
is 11.
11, yeah.
Good drive from all of them guys.
Oh, again, I wish I had 2 cameras right now because Quaker is just, oh Jesus, he's so much quicker in this final sector. He seems a lot more confident. Oh, I say that, he then gets a big slide himself.
Daniel hit the same bit.
Again, we're back in this situation where both are close enough to make moves, but both know a risky move, any damage to their own car, and it's gone. So they're thinking very carefully about this. Braver in 2 tenths. Keep an eye on both gaps. Another big slide for Quaker. And Cross Kerry just gets a couple of lengths.
Maniac ever closer. Connor Todd close to the back of Quaker as well.
Yeah, Connor Todd is another piece in the jigsaw. And at the moment, these three, Braver, Maniac and Daniel, are over 3 seconds and the gap is climbing up. So they're out of the time range because of the penalties. Cross Kerry losing a little bit. Oh, big slide for Quaker. Oh, that might cost him. It's over a second now. Quaker's trying really hard. I think he knows at this point he must try and win this race. He's trying so hard to get close enough for a move. But as it stands, oh no! Quaker Oats time penalty.
Yeah,
that's
going to be detrimental to his championship hopes, I think.
That's going to drop him back.
No, that's Maniac.
That's another 3 seconds.
Wobbles with 3 seconds as well. Now he really has to get past Cross Kerry and open the gap up.
An ultimate lap of the race, lap 30 of 31. Braver is still putting Maniac under big pressure as well. Wants to recover something from this race. Still might be over for Quaker Race. I think Quaker Race has got nothing to lose now. It's got to go for the win.
Get the move.
This is the extra buff that the Toro Rosso is needed. Now Cross Kerry, even if he gets overtaken, as the yellow flags are set to 1. Ferrari's off at the back. Quaker Race, big slide for Cross Kerry. Oh, Quaker is trying to get the undercut. Can he get a good run out of this corner? Coscarry just... Coscarry just gets the right traction. The only chance Quaker Oats has is he's got to get this move done on this lap and then put the lap of his life on the last lap. He's got any chance to do it. Across Kerry again. Doing a brilliant drive so far. Daniel's still holding on to fourth. I think someone's told Maniac, Quaker has a penalty. You don't need to make the move. Just stay where you are. You're good.
Yeah.
Because he's just keeping that gap.
Yeah, good call from the engineer to let their driver know.
Oh. Right. Last lap. Here we go now. And you see Coscarry is really struggling. All three of them are struggling. All three nose to tail. Even if there wasn't a championship involved in this, still great end to this race, end to this season. All three potential race winners and Coscarry. Oh, jeez. It's a shame in a way that extra time penalty that Quaker's got could be the way this championship goes. But Quaker was... Oh, he's tapped the back of Coscarry. Waits up for him.
Touch.
He's alright. He's alright, but they're both really struggling now, and Brave has dropped back. So Maniac's now got a buffer. Quaker Oats still looking for a way through. He's going for it. He's got nothing to lose, really. Oof. Still, again, middle load of defence for Coscarry. He's just got half a lap to go.
Yeah, must say, great defending from Coscarry. Under pressure for the last 10 laps. And, yeah, kept his head really well.
Daniel's still within 3 seconds of these guys. And he's well within the Master Quaker. Quaker, unfortunately, is going to drop back. But we've got a few more corners to go. This, of course, it was never going to be a simple evening or a simple race to end this F4 season. But it's going to be the last 2 corners. If Coscarry can just hold it through, and he is going to take the win in the Singapore Grand Prix. Daniel moves to 2nd, Maniac moves to 4th, and is your F4 Drivers' Champion. 4th place for Maniac does it. Quaker Oats unfortunately dropped to 5th. Junior spun it on the last lap just before the lines and does not get 9th place. So Porter is going to get the last point. But Coscarry, we didn't do driver of the day again, but
I think
he's an early shout out.
I think Daniel's Connor Todd's got to definitely be in there. Driver of the day.
What a race. What a race though. Probably any of the front 3. Coscarry, Daniel and Connor Todd, drivers of the day. Obviously the results post-race are going to change because Daniel does have that penalty, but he gets a podium on his last race, so we still got to invite him into it. But great defensive drive under all that pressure from Quaker Oats at the last few laps. In the end, Quaker Oats never got by, even without that penalty. It wouldn't have been enough, because Maniac stayed where he is. There, run us through our finishers, please, top notch. I'll get these guys in.
Yeah, so in 1st position, Coscarry in the Toro Rosso. 2nd position, Daniel in the Haas. Third position, Connor Todd in the Racing Point. Fourth position, RSF1 Maniac in the Toro Rosso. Fifth position, Quaker Oats, unfortunately there for him, in the Red Bull Racing. Sixth position, Primus Gaming in the Merc. Seventh position, Brave Container, had a little wobble at the end and lost a couple of positions in the Merc. Eighth position, Grounded Vinny in the Williams. Ninth position, Wobbles in the Ferrari. And the final in our top 10, RSF1 Porter in the Renault.
Thank you very much. Yeah, driver of the day between the top 3 in the chat. You've got until the end of the interviews to select your driver of the day. So we have a look at that and see who wins it. What a race! What a race in the end. With that, if you do third and second top notch, and I'll do the winner and our champion, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Right, take it away.
Daniel in third position?
Connor in third, Daniel P2.
Right, so Connor, great comeback drive from yourself there, mate. All the way from, I think you were 12th on the grid at the start.
Yeah.
You come all the way up and onto the podium, so you must be ecstatic with that. Let us know how you feel about it, mate.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough race. I think it's gonna get removed due to a blocked Primus in quali. I'll probably lose it. But pretty good race though.
Yeah, it was a very good race from yourself, up 10 or 11 positions. Let us know, how you feel about going into the next season. Are you still going to be with us, or is that going to be it for RSF1 for you?
We'll still be here. I mean, I've met some good friends. Some really good people in the league. It's a great league to be in. So I'll probably be here next season.
Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. And I'd ask you about the next track, but there ain't one. Good job. Good job.
Well, honestly, thank you to all of the Racing Point team. They've been amazing the whole season. Juni has kept me going through most of the races. Timonique, he's been there most of the races for me. Grunt's been there. All the guys have been unreal.
Yeah. Last day of Tow Whips for season 2. Sad times, boys. Sad times. And moving on to P2, which was Daniel, I think said Brundle, yeah.
Yep.
So Daniel, mate, good race from yourself. Much like Connor, up from the back at the start. You must have thought, well, what a race this is going to be. But yeah, you drove all the way through up to second position. You must be ecstatic with that, mate. Let us know how you feel about it and what happened.
I can't believe it. I was just expecting to come away, finish the race. That's what my intention was. So yeah, I'm over the moon. Good battles. Yeah, it was not my favourite track, but I quite enjoyed that.
We see you got damage quite mid-race, I believe. You got damage and you controlled it pretty well, which was pretty amazing, really, to get around this track with half a wing. So yeah, let us know how you felt about that when that happened.
I always thought that was it then. I think I can't remember how many laps I'd left. I thought, I pit now, I'm last, stay out. I might salvage some points, but somehow, yeah, I just managed to keep going, which was amazing. I didn't expect to jump up. There must have been some penalties, but yeah, it was not good when I hit the wall. I thought that was it.
And same question as I asked Connor, as there's no race to go to. Are you going to be back in RSF1 for the season 3?
If everyone will have me, yeah.
Yeah,
I will have you.
I'm sure they will. And yeah, on to first position, Brundle.
Thank you. And we head to Crosscarry. Is it Crosscarry or Crosscarry? Because I've been calling you both.
Crossgrey.
Crosscarry.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What a drive from yourself, Crosscarry, because obviously you were under so much pressure, especially in that last 6 laps of the race when you had Quaker all up your gearbox, trying every which way to get by. It was a tense time, but obviously, unfortunately, with that time penalty, it gave probably yourself and Maniac a little bit of breathing space, a little bit of a breather to calmly put it. But again, great drive from yourself, even without a championship involved. Still a great controlling drive from you. As soon as you took the lead, you led most of the race. So yeah, you must be very chuffed with that.
Yeah. Very tough race, I have to say. Quaker gave me a great battle. Last 5-6 laps, it was just, I don't even know. It was even when he got that second penalty, Camo told me and said he had 6-second penalty, but he still gave it everything, especially on that last lap. So fair play to him. He had nothing to lose at that stage. But I think from the start, the first safety car kind of caught me out. I think pitted the lap before the safety car to go early on the inters. I know it's a long track and it might have worked, which it looked like it might have if the safety car didn't come out. So that kind of set me back, but it was just one of them races. Just you felt pressure all the time. There was no breathing room at all. Having to try to basically help my teammate out all race, getting position updates every 3 corners near enough. Asking and just trying to just bring it home and give Maniac the title, which thankfully we did.
Yeah, as I said, so obviously the icing on the cake, obviously, in that race, you did. Obviously, we knew from last week when we heard what you were saying, you really wanted to get it done for Maniac, help him out the best it can. Obviously, from that, it sounds like you two are very close as teammates. You've helped each other. But on this race tonight, very, very tricky conditions with the intermediates and the 2 safety cars as well. Your heart must have been in your mouth when Blazer dropped into the pit lane in front of you. Thank goodness ghosting is off. No, on, sorry. But yeah, very tricky race regardless, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That same Blazer do what happened. It just looked like he timed it just a bit too early and just got caught on the safety car just as he was entering the pits, and it's just broke him and he's went straight into that wall, which is very unfortunate. I think he had very good pace in the rain. It was kind of felt in the rain, especially through Q3. Just felt happy enough with the pace, so I thought have a good chance. But I have to say, Connor and Quaker were just different machines in the rain. I don't know where they find the time. I knew I was getting Quaker on corner exit, but everywhere else he was just getting me, left, right, and centre. And thankfully, somehow, I think was last lap going into turn 4. I think he just got caught in the left rear, which put me sideways, so the heart was really in the mouth there. Thinking if it spun the car, that was it. Quakers championship. But yeah, it was a great race altogether, I think, from everyone's perspective. It's a good way to finish off the season 2 of RSF1.
Yeah, definitely agree. As a whole, it was exactly what F4 has been pretty much majority of this season. Drama all the way to the end. Race turning on its head several times. It's been a pleasure. As for yourself, next season, what are you thinking going into season 3? Are you returning next season? Are you following the others?
Well, we'll see. At the minute, my schedule's quite busy. So at the minute, this is the only night I get off work. So if I can get an extra night off work, then definitely I will be
You
back.
better be
But
back.
I'll say nothing as long as I'm your teammate.
All,
But
all depends on the tier, really. All depends on what tier you end up, because obviously we've got to test again. So
oh, me and Maniac have already decided we're going to sandbag our way down to F5.
oh, don't say that live on stream.
No, in all seriousness, no, it's going to be interesting with a new game coming out and see where all the paces kind of line. Is it going to be the same as this year, or is it just going to change? So it's going to be. I think it's going to be a great season 3 as well. Just even looking at this one, it looked crazy.
Yeah, but congrats on your race win. Obviously, again, congrats on getting or helping your teammate not massively, but helping your teammate
hugely.
out with the championship. Yes, all very well on that. But congrats on your race win. Very well deserved.
Thank you.
But we must head to our champion of Tier 4. You did a Keke Rosberg. You won one race this season, the United States Grand Prix, and that was the end. But you were consistent throughout. It's had its ups and downs. I think I'd be safe to say that. I mean, everyone in a championship has their ups and downs, but you've always been consistently there. And I said whoever won out of you or Quaker Oats deserved it. And obviously Top Notch agreed. But again, the amount of pressure you had in this race was immense. And the key moment, I must say, for me personally, is when you went on the outside of Graded Vinny through what turn was it? Turn 5 and 6, where if he mistimed his braking, or you tapped him, or you tapped the wall, whatever, that could all have been over. And you braved it round the outside, and you got the move done. And I thought from there, you might just put a bit an up and down race once again, because of that damage in that front wing early on. But how does it feel? How does it feel? Must feel great.
Mate, I am absolutely ecstatic. I'm over the moon with it. Like, as you just said, I have never been under so much pressure in my life than I have in this bloody game. Like, that race was absolutely horrific. Going into it, I knew I didn't have the pace that like Connor Todd had, Quaker had, Cross Kerry had. I just didn't have the pace. I wasn't feeling great about it, and I mean it shone in qualifying, and I didn't really have the race pace either. So yeah, I was hanging on for dear life, just trying to make up as many positions as I possibly could. And yeah, that move on Graded Vinny, I knew I needed to get it done. I was behind him for a few laps, and I needed to get it done. And he was like, I could feel I was faster than him, but I just could not get past, and it took ages. But then as soon as I saw that little bit of opportunity, I just jumped at it to try and get past, and thankfully it worked out well. But yeah, no, that race was definitely the most toughest one this season. And I mean, if it, out of any race to be the hardest, I'm glad it was the finale, the race that decided it all. And I mean, props to absolutely everyone on the grid, especially Quakers and especially Cross Kerry, who did an absolutely phenomenal job just holding that P1 position for like, I don't know, how many laps were you in the lead for that last bit? You were like at least, 9 laps you were holding that P1 for.
Too many, I didn't count. Fucking felt like ages.
Like, literally every lap that was going past, I was just like, this needs to win, and like massive shout out to Camo as well. Like, he engineered me and Cross Kerry perfectly. Massive shout out to the entire Toro Rosso garage. Shout out to Bodder, who unfortunately obviously had to step down as teammate as he was unable to race any further, but still remember. And I'm glad it's over. To be honest, I can relax for a little bit now, just knowing that it's done. And yeah, by God, it weren't easy whatsoever. And I mean, none of the guys were making it easy for me either. I was stuck behind Primus. That Mercedes, that blooming Mercedes, honestly, it's
There's another
near
one,
on it. Yeah, it was near on impossible to get past, and I hated it when I was stuck in between both of them. I was stuck between behind Primus and had Braver breathing down my neck for like the entirety of like the last couple laps. So yeah, no way was it easy, but I'm over the moon with the result, and I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah, so obviously going into next season, you don't know what tier yourself or any of us really. We don't know what tier we're going to end up in. Could be in the same tier, but obviously now it's done. You got your championship win. You very nearly won the championship without winning a race, because you won the USA Grand Prix after Grunt, who took the penalty on track, dropped back because of a penalty that he had in that very race. So you very nearly won the championship without winning a race. But yeah, as I said, you've been consistently up throughout. Obviously, a few rough races here and there, but who doesn't have rough races? But yeah, very well done. Very well done. Next season now, you're thinking, what are your thoughts? What tier are you aiming for?
Mate, I've got to defend this title. I'm not going to be just chilling and like, I plan on attempting anyway. Obviously, I don't know what my pace will be in the new game, and I've told myself that I'm going to commit myself to turning off some assists. So I'm going to go to manual gears, and so yeah, I'm committing to that. So I know at the start of the season I probably will be a little bit slower. I'm hoping near to the end I'm hoping to be a bit faster. So, but yeah, by all means, I'm definitely planning on capturing, retaining my title. I'm not going to just give it up, and I look forward to the rest of the guys coming for it.
Yeah, and all the best to you and to everyone where they end up in the tier. But again, congratulations on your championship win, and of course your fourth place here tonight. Any words from you? Yeah, fourth, Quaker fifth.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I crossed the line, I kind of just jumped out of my seat, and I just didn't look at my TV.
Yeah, P4, I believe it was. Any words from you, Top Notch, a fellow Toro Rosso driver? I know you have something.
Toro Kings.
Great job, finally a Toro Rosso champion. The rest of the season, I think the garage will agree it's been a disaster. So hats off to you, mate, because you're the only one really, and Cross Kerry had a chance, I think. So yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm just glad I was able to bring, because the Toro Rosso, obviously we were lacking in silverware, so I'm glad I was able to bring something back to the garage.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's it. I'm almost kind of emotional right now, because that's it. That's the end of the season. A long, hard season of 21 races. Eventually 21 when we have to redo Singapore, and even tonight wasn't smooth. But hey ho, maybe Singapore and F4 just don't mix. It's always cursed forevermore. But what a fitting way to end F4 and to end RSF1 Season 2. It's been... Yeah, it's just been a wild ride, Top Notch, isn't it, this season in F4. It's been a pleasure to watch the stories unfold, the championship turning on its head several different times over, all the drivers we've had. It's been great. It's been really great. This is where you jump in and agree. Or disagree.
I agree with
Been
you,
a long
Ron.
season for him.
I agree.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me out. But yeah. That's alright.
Oh.
That's alright. So your thoughts on your first? Well, it wasn't full season because you joined us in Austria, I believe it was.
Yeah, something like that. Austria, France.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this season? Your first season of commentary in this league?
Oh, been good, I think. Been good. I've been entertained from the F4 guys. And some good battles, good races. Yeah, they never disappoint. So.
Yeah, it's been very good. Been very good from all of them. Obviously, congratulations to Maniac on his championship victory. Commiserations to Quaker in but a hard fought second place in the championship. He can still be very proud of that, as you know, everyone really can in a way because they provided the action throughout. Some of which obviously would not be happy with their seasons, but as a whole, it's been a great story, everyone. And yeah, pleasure to watch. As for RSF1, well, that's the end now for almost 2 months, really. Our next planned broadcast won't be until the end of July, or towards the end of July. So, and of course, those part of the league and what that is, end of July, you'll be told in due course. But obviously, we've got a new game to look forward to, so we will see you on the other side of that. But this has been RSF1 F4 division around Singapore. Your top three was Connor Todd in the Racing Point, second for Daniel P45 in the Haas, first for Croskery in the Toro Rosso. Your fourth place, RSF1 Maniac, your championship winner in Tier 4. I've been RSF1 Bundle in the comms box with Top Notch, alongside Pleasure as always, and across the entire season, Top Notch. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you too, mate, and everyone else as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to close this out by playing the credits, and then I'll end the stream there. So, again, good night, take care, see you in Season 3.
Okay, beautiful.